Goodness gracious, hello everybody. It is Levi. I am back in the Nerd Cave and it is day 24 of our 30-day video challenge. It's a Monday, man. Some days you're the hammer and some days you're just the pointy thing getting drilled into the piece of wood. But I am back talking to you guys again. This is my favorite part of the day. And we had another great question from a viewer. So we're going to get to that about what the heck is up with YouTube. Coming up next. Here we go. I got a voicemail from a friend of mine. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Wyatt. And it was of a lady who's about my age, has a son who's a tween, early teen, and he was telling her about one of his favorite YouTube channels, which I was unfamiliar with. I believe it's the J Family. Haven't watched them, don't know anything about it, not important. But he was explaining to her, you know, he really liked watching this channel, and she said, well, what do they do? And he said, well, they just kind of like follow him around with cameras and do normal stuff. But the question is, where is the value from this family on YouTube just recording their daily activities? Like, what's going on with that? I will ask the slightly older person the question, what was the value in the Jersey Shore? Now, I watch the Jersey Shore once in a while, but Mike, the Situation, showing me his abs did not seem to add a lot of value. It was pure bubblegum entertainment. When I was a young teenager, reality television was not a concept that existed. So I look at the Jersey Shore and think, my God, why? Why did that happen? Why do all of these reality shows happen? The Duggars just do normal everyday stuff. They just happen to be a lot of them and more coming every day. That was the hook, but they were doing normal everyday stuff. People watched Chip and Joanna Gaines because they seemed to be pretty normal people doing pretty normal things, running a business in a particular way that appealed to a large audience. Television, a lot of people said, my God, what's the value of television? It's going to rot our brains. All of this to say, in answer to the question, what's the value proposition here? My friend, when her son informed her that 1.2 million people are subscribed to this channel, was simply dumbstruck, like flabbergasted. Like, what on earth? What have I missed? What's been going on that I haven't been paying attention to? So here's the deal. If you are under the age of 20, you consume most of your entertainment from YouTube. All the studies I've seen prove this out. You watch a little bit of Netflix, you might watch a little bit of Hulu, but for the most part, you consume entertainment from YouTube. So, what is YouTube really? YouTube is giving a public access cable television station to every single man, woman, and child in the United States, in the world, that has a smartphone and can push 3 buttons. That's what it is. We all get to be celebrities now. Congratulations. Your new show will be starting tomorrow if that's what you decide to do. Why do some people get famous doing it and other people like me are just tipping along with, you know, a couple people watching here and there? Why was the Jersey Shore a hit? They cast those people perfectly. But we're all casting ourselves now. If I went out and found people like that and pointed a camera at them and had them do stupid things, I might have a hit YouTube channel on my hands. I don't mean to denigrate YouTube at all. Just like I don't mean to denigrate television, even cable television, by picking on the Jersey Shore or MTV or the Big Brother series or Survivor or any of those things. They all have their place. You know what else is on television? PBS, where I learned how to cook. The Discovery Channel, the National Geographic Channel, where I learned all about the world around me. I have learned about science from television. I have learned all kinds of things. I have seen musicians and artists and actors that I never would have seen if it weren't for television. You know what? YouTube is also that. My son taught himself to play guitar by locking himself in his room and watching probably hundreds of hours of videos on YouTube about how to play guitar. I'm sure he watched other videos too, but he taught himself to play guitar without ever paying an instructor $1, and he is a spectacular guitar player. My dad learned how to repair an appliance in his house by watching YouTube. I learned how to change the headlight in my van by watching YouTube. So YouTube is whatever you would like it to be. You go to the website, type a term into the search engine at the top, and you will find good content, bad content, misleading content, untruthful content, and excellent, well-vetted, perfectly thought out content. The difference now with YouTube versus what I grew up with television is that there's no one vetting this stuff. There is no network executive deciding that Family Ties is going to get on the air, but this other show isn't. There's nobody deciding that we're going to renew MASH for a 7th season. YouTube is where people below a certain age get their media from. They don't get it from CNN. They don't get it from PBS. They don't get it from the rabbit ears on the back of the television. They get it from their phone on YouTube. All of the research done in the last 2 or 3 years dictates that this is true. Video is the most consumed form of media on the internet, and it is, if it hasn't already, it is about to surpass consumption of media on a television screen. You have your phone in your hands way more often than you're sitting on the couch with the remote in your hands. There are people on YouTube doing anything you can imagine. Some of the people I follow on YouTube are professional photographers. Some of them are merely personalities. They started out as photographers and they realized that they could make more money just being goofy, and that's what they do. Some of them are musicians, some of them are authors, some of them are activists. All of those people are on YouTube. The great thing about YouTube and the terrible thing about YouTube is that everyone has access to the same tools. Everyone can pick up their phone, hold it out there, and say, I'm going to get my message out to the whole world, and anybody can see it. There's a very big word that I really like that I don't use very often, but it is apropos. It's kind of like the Germans. They just string a bunch of words together to make one big word to mean something very specific. The word is disintermediation. And what that means is there is no longer filters between you and the person who's trying to communicate with you that you've never met. In the old days, you had to get a TV show approved by the network. You had to get it, you had to cast it, you had to write the scripts, you had to go into production, you had to wait a year before it came out, you had to shoot the pilot and hope the ratings were good enough to get picked up to continue. Now, I can pick up my phone, put it on a tripod, push record, and start talking to you guys about whatever I want to talk about. If you got something to say, this is a great place to say it, because everyone can talk. If you want to know something about something, look it up on YouTube and you will find out. Just do a little research to see the person who's telling you, like, what their credentials are. Like, use your skepticism the way you always have. If you saw a guy in the corner standing on a soapbox yelling about something, you'd want to see his high school diploma or his college degree or something before you gave him a lot of credit. YouTube has lots of people on lots of soapboxes on lots of corners yelling about lots of things. It also has great actors, great musicians, great artists, great performers of all kinds who just want you to see their message. I can't wait to do this again tomorrow. Thank you all so much for watching. I will talk to you again soon. Bye, everybody.